All right, hello everyone. So let's take a look at the market. This is gold. Now with gold, as you know, well, as you should know, we're going up, right? Because we've been going up in this for a while. And I did say we've got a triangle we want to push up. Any pullback into yesterday would have been good. If you took the coaching program, you should have been really on top of this, because this was classic into what we've learned. Okay, this was Monday. Breakout above the high, comes back into the goodbye kiss, market goes up. This was not a trading hour. Okay, this was, once the market breaks out, impulse, that's a flag formation right there. Okay, so if you'd got in, that's fine. If you've missed out and didn't find a place to get in, yesterday, I was on the road yesterday, but yesterday was your day. Why? Because look, this is the impulse all the way into there. That's the impulse, and look at what we have here. All right, so as you can see, this is like full on. Okay, this is right on the 37.5 off the impulse, exactly how we've learned in the coaching program. So if you're on top of this, you should all be in, in pretty much action mode. Okay, so this should be going up into where? Well, if you got your PSTs open up, 79, that's 3004, we should be heading into there, as you can see, nice and easy. On the weekly, keep pushing up. On the monthly, as you can see, we've got room to go. Okay, so just keep going upwards. Any pullback, you're good to go. All right, we have a 1 2 3 4 5 up move here. Maybe it'll push down a little bit. If it does, anywhere, will it come down? I'm not sure. Okay, we'll have to see. I mean, right now we're coming up to this hour here. Let's make this a little bigger. Right, and let me check out these levels. If we retrace a little bit, what might be a good place is your 1 o'clock. So if we dip down at 1 o'clock, it's good. If we dip down at 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock my time, obviously, then this is it, right? 4 o'clock is there, which is 3 on the platform. So between 2 and 3 on the platform, or 3 or 4 my PM, if we're down somewhere, okay, you can get in. I don't think it's a problem to get in. Logical change will come around 6:30. If you are somewhere at 6:30, okay, then 6:30 PM my time. Be on top of your game, really on the hours. If you're on top of your game on the hours, like yesterday, came back 37.5, it's a trade hour. Okay, that's it. You got to just go with it. Okay, just go with it. You can see it's not a big stop loss. Even if you think, where am I going to put the stop? Wait for the U-turn. Just wait for the market to chuck a Yui, just like we've learned in the technical analysis coaching program. Let it chuck a Yui on a small time frame, or even on this time frame. Immediately when you see the price action, you can go in. If you went in there, your stop loss is a 1 bar stop loss. It is not any further. If you're in there, your stop loss is under there. It's just 1 bar. All right, so, or just under the low, which is also pretty much 1 bar. So just make sure you're following the hours and your pullbacks. It's like, this is like pretty easy trading. Okay, so don't miss out on it. Euro dollar daily. Now, as you know, I'm following the euro dollar. Okay, and we've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday on this one. Okay, so any pullback is good. Remember, we said no buying at the highs here. This is just not good for us. And the market came down as expected, which is also good. And I did say a goodbye kiss into this zone would be lovely. All right, it hasn't done that. I'm going to get rid of this Fibonacci here so we can see things a bit clearer. Okay, and get rid of that. This zone is good. A price at 46 is going to give us 1.0367. 0367. So I'm going to move this up from yesterday into 0367, which is there. All right, so we're coming up a little bit. Any situation, any trading hour where the market may push up is good, because Wednesday, Thursday, okay, these 2 days are like good. Friday, it's also good. All right, so any pullback, we're on top of it. You want to be on top of it if you want to follow this. As you know, I'm following the euro dollar. It's just bad luck. I'm on a congress for 2 days, but you know, doesn't matter. We don't have to give up on our day-to-day routine on this, but look for those levels to go up. Now on here as well, the same thing. We haven't got an impulse wave. We've got an impulse wave down, but if the market comes into the low of yesterday, especially into this zone, onto a PST level, you need to be on it if we're on a PST level. And here, look, I mentioned this yesterday. All right, remember, if we've closed the gap, let me get rid of these. Okay, if we've closed the gap, and it has, okay, on the PST, on the weekly, we've closed the gap. On the daily, we're like really close to this environment here. If anybody wants to get into the trade, okay, you can. Now, if you get into the trade in this zone, okay, the high of yesterday, as you can see, is here. The low of yesterday is here, and the market moved up nicely. So this is now a zone. Slight gap here if you want to get really technical. Okay, so in the US, any pullback, if you're in the US session, any pullback, you're good to get in on any pullback. If you're in the London session, if any pullback is good, because London pre-session is going to open 10 a.m. on the platform time, I think. So let's, yeah, that should be the situation. All right, so London is going to be around there between 10 and 1. All right, my time. So it's going to be 10 and 1. My time is going to be like 9 o'clock here. So there's still room for the UK session. If they come down, you know you want to be a buyer. If you want to buy from here, you can. Right, these are like okay. Just make sure you got slight gap here. All right. What you can also do is get in with a small lot size and put your stop further away. Okay, you can still do that. It's not a problem. But you should be on top of your game on the euro dollar, because you know the more we come back down here, like this is like it's cooking. All right, it's cooking to be bought. So I don't mind going into it. All right, right here. As you can see, pretty much on the dot there. SP 500, let's take a look. Now with the indices, as you know, it's a bit tricky. Okay, these were swing days, and also on the SP 500, we got Thursday swing day. All right, so this could also be a Thursday swing day. Not very exciting. As you can see, the bars are really slow and small. But this is also, obviously we're at the highs, so I'm not thinking about buying at the highs. Okay, if you want to sell at a trading hour to push it down, you can. All right, you can do that. Yesterday this was the zone, market went up on a Wednesday. Today is Thursday. If we go up again and you want to sell, I don't blame you. Okay, just there's a lot of uncertainty in these days. Okay, so doing it on the highs, selling on the highs, I think they're okay to push down. Where into your 53. Whenever you got PST levels on the chart, 6,090, 91, 92. You see these are all targets, and their first place is 6,132, which is already done up there, which is there, that 65 level. So I'm going to push it into that 53, 54 zone if you decide to sell. I'm not going to stay in the indices, all right? I'm going to follow the euro, dollar, and gold. Okay, so just be mindful. But this is it. You know, it's a swing day, and I think we can also put another mark on here because we are at the highs. We'd be looking to sell. Okay, we'll be looking to sell the highs. And that's it. Let's take a look at the Dow, Nasdaq, and Bitcoin. I guess they're going to be the same kind of thing here. So if there's a breakout to the upside, okay, like there's a sudden move and things are breaking up to the outside, obviously you don't stand in front of it. Okay, sometimes you have to understand it's a swing day. We want to sell at a good time and a good price. If we're completely wrong, it's a small loss. If we're right, that sits on top of the game. All right, here we are still. As you can see, market has no real direction here. If we check out the news here, let's check out the news. As you can see, Thursday. All right, so 4:30, and guess what we've got at 4 o'clock? All right, so 4:30 news is coming out. At 4:30, we've got at 4 o'clock, we've got news setup. Okay, and that news setup should really take us somewhere. Again, until pretty much like the closing of the day. Okay, so use the opportunity. At 4 o'clock is a setup time. So if the market does dip down, if it does come down, you know where we initially, eventually want to get to. Remember that zone plus the gap zone. Want to come down. If it breaks down, follow your PST. All right, that's your first support of the day. 52 is going to be a good buy kiss. 44,400. If the market sticks around here, okay, then you got two directions with the news. Really going to go up or down. You could straddle the trade. Okay, you can straddle that trade because after the news it looks like it's going in one direction, right? So I'm not really expecting dramatic moves. I'm expecting a one-sided direction. Okay, one move direction. Obviously don't muck around with your stop losses. Make sure you put them in. Okay, so if the market is like getting small, as we get there, we're either going to go up or down. So we can pretty much straddle that trade. You could straddle it one way as well, which is just fine. Nasdaq. Okay, same thing here with Nasdaq. Remember with Nasdaq, we've got Wednesday swing day. This was your Wednesday swing day. Okay, so market at the top, selling, looking like a good idea. All right, looking like a good idea. There we go. Okay, now the market closed above. Okay, we have to understand that the market closed above. So this is bullish. Okay, so because it's bullish, you need to be on top of your game with your targets. Like here, 57, 59, 58. When the market, if you sell and the market gets into these targets here, look, 21,950, 21,978, 22,003, you got to cover that trade. Okay, you got to cover it and make sure you're on top of your game because it is up. Okay, that's your weekly. Now the good buy kiss is here on the 58. If 21,678, okay, 21,678, 21,678 is down there, we could come down. Oh crap. Also guys, you have to understand, you got to understand, today is the 20th, right? Today is the 20th. On Monday, Okay, we're going to have events that are going to be important on Monday. Okay, when I say events, I'm talking about calculation times. Okay, with respect to calculation. So these zones are pretty much a place where the market may just start to come down. All right. So next week also be careful. Swing day, like I say, if you want to sell it, yes, I'm okay to do that with all the indices. Just cover yourself at the target zones, because it could come here and start buying again. Like I said, it's bullish. It's broken above the high of that and has closed above the high of that with these red bars. So pulling back to look for a place to buy is logical for the market, unless, remember I said March is going to be a tricky month, so we have to be careful in March. Okay, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I did say, has got a swing day Wednesday. If it comes down, you could go long. Okay, was it Wednesday? Let me just double check. Sorry, Tuesday. Okay, Tuesday. That was your Tuesday. All right, yesterday, Wednesday, Thursday. Now the next swing day for this, as you know, is later on. This is your first target. So if you bought yesterday, all right, should have been okay, I guess. Yesterday I recall drawing this line, didn't I? I don't know. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But at the end of the day, this is it. Market can push up here. As you can see, it's a squeeze. Okay, so if it goes above that 51, okay, is going to be 97,770 there. Any breakout, you got a target there, 55. So, you know, we're getting there. If it breaks out, we're getting into the 55 zone. So you want to do it, that's 99134. You can. All right. On a 15 minute, just make sure you're looking for a pullback. Okay.